Hi, my name is Galen Marquez. I have been fucking with my hair for the last 9 years, and 2025 has been no exception. So welcome to Galen's 2025 Hair Dye Wrapped, a presentation. Let's get into it. It was a big year for hair dye. We started off December 29th through January 27th with this whole situation. I like it because it glows. This was Lunar Tide, Cyan Sky, Neon Lemon, and then Lime Crime Valentine. Something you need to know about the way I dye my hair. I have a drawer in my bathroom, formerly a bucket. Now it's a drawer. We're professional. I have a drawer full of all the hair dye I've ever used, and I just I mix shit together and I see what happens. All right, next we have January 27th through February 13th. What's that? That's a new color. It's purple, and we've also got some new color in the bangs. Same Lunar Tide, Cyan Sky, Neon Lemon, and then we've added some Arctic Fox Purple Rain and some Manic Panic Enchanted Forest. Next, what's this? Oh my god, it's another new color. It's pink. It's Lime Crime Bubblegum Rose, and then additionally we've also added some Manic Panic Atomic Turquoise. This was February 13th through March 4th. Then the first bleaching. I have a habit of bleaching my hair a lot. This was on March 4th, and from March 4th through April 10th, I had split dye hair. The split dye was Adore Jet Black. The second bleaching, I got bored. I was like, fuck it, I want to be blonde again. Why not? So this lasted 3 days, from April 10th through April 13th, and then I was like, this looks like shit. Notice how it's two different colors. Gee, I wonder fucking why. It's almost like you bleached over black hair dye. So what did I do? I bleached it again. The third bleaching. So from April 13th through May 17th, I had this nonsense. This was the bleach, and then you do a what? A bleach and tone. May 17th through May 29th, this was my graduation hair. It was almost white. It looked great, but dead as fuck. That is straw on my head. So what did I do? I graduated college. I don't need hair anymore. I cut all that shit off. And I liked it, but I kind of looked like my grandma, which is fine, but I don't think that short blonde hair is for me. So this lasted May 29th through June 10th, and then the fourth bleaching. I was like, why would I tone it? Why would I tone it when I could just bleach it again? But this was for a Splat brand deal, which I actually really enjoyed doing. This was June 10th through June 26th. I had Splat, Tantalizing Teal, Sinful Silver, and Pink Chameleon. I liked the pastels for a while, but then we had the Emo Boy Renaissance. From June 26th through July 15th, I returned to my roots with Goodnight Young, Dream Big. And this is what it looked like, kind of faded. I did rock with the bright blue, but I generally prefer darker colors on myself, so we did from July 15th through July 26th, Overtone Royal Plum Treatment Mask. They sent that to me, and I really fuck with it. Then on July 26th, my sister was like, can you dye my hair black? I was like, sure. Let me take your black hair dye and rub it on the top of my head and see what fucking happens. You know what fucking happened? It turned black. So then I had this dark purple situation plus the blacks. That was Overtone Royal Plum Conditioner, and then a Revlon Soft Black Color Silk left over from her hair dye experience. And then August 15th through September 1st, you'll notice it's still dark purple. One of my favorites this year. This is me at MCR Philly. Represent. This was the Overtone Royal Plum Treatment Mask, and I skipped ahead of myself just a little bit. That's okay. It's blue again. I love when it's blue. So this was also another Overtone. This was September 1st through September 14th. We went for the Overtone Indigo Iris Treatment Mask. Really rocked with that for a while. September 5th, I gave myself a shitty haircut in the bathroom because I was like, I really want the side shaved. I don't own one of the fucking trimmer things. I don't have one of those. So I'm just going to cut it all off with scissors in the bathroom. Sure, why not? That was September 5th. And then I did a poll. The poll was between Teal Roots blue hair, Teal Roots black hair, Red Roots blue hair, or Red Roots black hair. And we went for the Red Roots with the blue hair, which won by 3 votes. Now, the fifth bleaching. It looked like that, right? And we used Lime Crime Valentine. But then it turned light fucking purple. Girl, whatever. We rocked with this from September 14th through September 27th. I did not love this. So then I fixed it. So I fixed it from September 27th through October 13th. I rocked with this, very similar to kind of what I have going on right now, except this was a little darker. This was with Manic Panic Enchanted Forest, Arctic Fox Wrath, and Sparks Red Hot. That Sparks Red Hot I have had since 7th grade. Okay, and then I took the Overtone Royal Plum Conditioner, and I added some purple in there, because I was like, This is too boring. Purple. And then I got a real haircut. Big deal for Galen. Oh, also, I should mention that when I did the red roots, I did also finally get a hold of some shavers, and I took care of that. So I didn't look, I mean, obviously, because I don't look fucking crazy here. But I did fix that. And then I got a real haircut, and I cut it all short. And look how much it's fucking grown since October 10th. That's ridiculous. So then, October 13th through October 21st, I threw some teal in there. This would be Manic Panic Enchanted Forest, again with the Arctic Fox Wrath and the Sparks Red Hot. And look at me on my birthday, October 21st to October 23rd. Notice how that's 3 days. We had this whole situation with the Overtone Royal Plum Conditioner. I threw it in there again in just my root, but everything sort of turned blue, and that's fine. And then I bleached the sides. So the 6th and 7th bleaching, October 23rd and 24th, because over here I fucked up and I missed a spot, and then I fixed it, and I added some raccoon stripes there on the side. October 24th through November 12th, I had this hair, and I really liked it. Then I balded myself. What happened was, and I still wasn't really used to doing this by myself, I took the guard off to try and clean up a little bit up here, and then I forgot to put it back on. The 8th bleaching, also on November 12th. I was like, what if I was blonde again? So, one of my New Year's resolutions is to not do this anymore. Because not only do we have the 8th bleaching, then there's the 9th bleaching. Ah! Okay. So the 9th bleaching, I turned pink. What the hell, sure. So from November 12th through November 28th, I had this fucking situation, and I fucking hated it. And I'm sure I would enjoy being blonde with short hair if I went and I got it done. However, I refuse to go get my hair done, because I can just do it myself. Don't let me do this shit again. And then November 28th through November 30th, I was Mr. Watermelon, and this was a breath of fresh air. I was thrilled to have this. This was sort of a remake of hair I had back in 2023 when I went to Japan. So this would be Good Die Young, Riot, X-Girl, and all in this together because Oomph put a red streak in her hair, and I was like, let me add a red streak in mine so we can match. And then Manic Panic Electric Lizard up there on the sides. I didn't re-bleach it because I ran out of bleach due to the incidence of the 8th and 9th bleachings. And then I did the sides with the little stripes. So the second time I had the little stripes. I love to have the little stripes. It's so much fun. I don't have them right now because I'm out of bleach. And I shouldn't, for everybody's sake, Galen Marquez should not buy more bleach. November 30th through December 15th, we have this whole situation, and the stripes were done with Manic Panic Enchanted Forest. December 15th through December 30th, I was red. And it was red or orange, sort of depending on the lighting. This would have been Good Die Young, all in this together, and Riot, sort of mixed together. And then Manic Panic Electric Lizard and Enchanted Forest, although it did get sort of demolished by the red. And then December 31st, I did this situation, and I put so much blue in this. That red is really overpowering, and that's fine. So that's a Manic Panic Atomic Turquoise, and then Good Die Young, all in this together, and Dream Big. Then I threw in some Valentine from Lime Crime, except the Valentine had been mixed with something else to create a strange orange. I have no idea what I mixed it with, but I mixed it with something. Let's get into the statistics. Total color changes, we had 23. That seems low. Single versus multiple, but I don't separate the bleaching, so this is counting. If I am blonde, that counts as a single hair color. I had one hair color 8 times, and I had multiple hair colors 15 times. Single versus multiple versus bleachings versus refreshes with caveats. So now I had multiple hair colors 12 times, single hair colors only 3 times. That would have been the blue and the purple. I bleached it a total of 9 times, but out of those 9 times, and I have an art degree. You think I know how to make a spreadsheet? You think I know how to make a functional pie chart? No. So out of those 9 times, 3 of them I bleached to dye it, and then once I bleached to tone it. I refreshed it 7 times, but out of those 7 times, 6 times I refreshed it with a little bit of change. So that would have been like very early on in the beginning when I had like the blue and the red and the green, and then I added purple. That would be a refresh with a change. All right, let's do how many at the same time. I had 1 color 8 times, 2 colors 5 times, 3 colors 5 times, 4 and 5 colors 3 times respectively, and then 6 once. I think it's 25 total instead of 23, probably because of the weird stripes. Again, I have an art degree. Color breakdown. I really wanted to like change all of these to be different, but I didn't know how to do that. So I had here's light pink versus bright pink, red versus dark red, orange, bright green versus teal, light blue, dark purple, blonde, or silver, and then black. I had black twice. Clearly, red is my favorite, and then green is my second favorite. And this makes sense because my 2 favorite colors are red and green. So I'm not shocked by this. Hair dye brands that I used. Most of the time I use Manic Panic or Good Dye Young. This makes sense because this is kind of what I have the most of. Good Dye Young and Manic Panic. And then runners up, we have Lunar Tides and Overtone. The only brands I only used one time was Adore Jet Black or Revlon Soft Black. And I don't care what hair dye brand I use. I will say, however, if I am purchasing new hair dye, it will either be Lunar Tides or Good Dye Young. As an experienced dyer of hair, if I am purchasing something new, it will usually be that. Unless I'm feeling impulsive and I just want to wander my ass into Ulta, then I'll probably buy Manic Panic. Love Manic Panic. Tried and true. No issues with that. Again, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna change it. Alright, the average time between changes, 21 days. 3 weeks. So if I fucking hate it, who cares? The most time between changes, this is going to be interesting because you're going to say, oh, Galen, there's no, at no point did you say a total of 62 days. When I was blonde, I'm lumping in all of that blonde situation. I was blonde from like April 10th to June 10th, and that is 62 days. Now, the least amount of time was 9, and that was when I had teal in October, I think, and this does not count the 2 hours between bleachings in November or the 2 days between bleachings in April, and then again with the side shave in October. I did not count that whole situation. The most amount of time that the least amount of time, not most, that I really held on to a hair color was 9 days. Here are my favorites. I loved this. I really did love it. And then obviously this whole red situation, and then dark purple. And I'm low-key, I'm really thinking of throwing on that Overtone Royal Plum Treatment Mask, because it's really good. My least favorites. Fuck this. I'm never doing this bullshit ever again. The end. Here, let's discuss New Year's resolutions. Dye my hair more. Bleach my hair less. My other New Year's resolutions are to read more, and to get my screen time way down, and to also play my bass again. And I have calluses. I've been successful, and I have been reading. I have been reading not on my phone, not on AO3.com, a physical book. And I'm gonna go to the library. Everybody go to the library more. Support your local library. I think that's it. My Instagram is Galen Marquis. My Tumblr is Melodramatic Polka. Although, if you're here at this video, you've probably came from one of those places. So thank you so much. Happy New Year. I love you so much. Goodbye. I'm going to the UK this summer for MCR London. Everything I do about my hair in this moment is revolving around that. And I kind of want to grow it out, but I also want to shave my head again. So I'm thinking I grow it out until it's time for MCR London, and then either I have the long hair for MCR London, or I shave it right before I go to London. But then my issue with that is that right after MCR London, I have MCR New York and MCR DC. And the whole thing with shaving my head is I kind of want to do 2006 white Gerard Way hair. What if I did that? So should I do 2006 Gerard Way white hair for MCR London or for MCR New York? I am taking feedback.